4, 3, 2, 1.
The Carolina Panthers have named a new football coach. Back to the Future, naming Carolina Panthers' original starting quarterback, Frank Reich, as their new head coach. Most recently of the Indianapolis Colts. He was let go earlier at about midseason, and Jeff Saturday took over. But Frank Reich, well thought of offensive mind, former offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl in 2017. He did very well with Indy. He was above 500, and he had more wins than losses. He coached a lot of good quarterbacks at various times. Mostly this is being well received in NFL circles. Most people thought it was the familiar face was going to be former interim head coach Steve Wilks. He was bypassed by whoever made the final call. We are understanding that it was the owner, David Tepper himself, made the call to hire Frank Reich. Frank Reich has a house in the Charlotte area. He was the original starting quarterback, started the first 3 games for the Carolina Panthers before being giving way to Kerry Collins. And the first touchdown pass ever in Carolina Panther history is Frank Reich to tight end Pete Metzelaar. So Frank Reich goes back to the inaugural season of 1995. I was still covering the Arizona Cardinals. I came into the covering the Carolina Panthers in season 2. Frank Reich was gone. But the inaugural season played at Clemson. It was Frank Reich, the inaugural starting quarterback. Now, the head coach. That really doesn't happen that often, and I can tell you right now that's being well received. Steve Smith, arguably the greatest Panther of all time, at least in my opinion. Smitty tweeted out a good job. He said, "Great job, congrats, Frank Reich." So you got Smitty's blessing at least. I can tell you though, being in the locker room, ADSN, we have people in the locker room. At every media availability, I'm at every one, but the ones that I've been, I talked to the players, and 100% of the players were with Steve Wilks. But nonetheless, we have reports that he's well thought of in league circles. He may land at least a defensive coordinator's position. People are taking note of the job he did taking over for train wreck in the Matt Rule regime. Led the team, steadied the ship, brought a sense of toughness to the locker room, going 6-6. Came within 1 game of the NFC South title. Hats off to head coach Steve Wilks. The players were with him 100%, but as it happens in the NFL, the business side of football is the rosters change year to year. So, a lot of players' contracts are going to be up. They're not going to be retained. The players are going to be traded. There's the NFL draft. And ADSN will be there every step of the offseason, from the start of free agency, the new league year, to free agency, the draft, OTAs. The next thing you know, it'll be time for training camp, and ADSN will be there. But the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers is former Carolina Panthers starting quarterback Frank Reich. So that it's back to the future for the Carolina Panthers. He has a home here in the Charlotte area. In fact, his daughter works for the Carolina Panthers. And how about this? His brother is on the coaching staff at Wingate University, so 22 years at Wingate. So maybe his brother's go, hey, he'll seek maybe a quality control job or something and get double his salary, or maybe triple it. It's not my money, so who cares? But congrats to Frank Reich and the Carolina Panthers for being the new Panthers naming Frank Reich the new head football coach. Scott Fitterer, the assistant general manager Dan Morgan, and David Tepper, where the buck stops. He has all the bucks, and it's his call. He's signing the checks, and he says Frank Reich is the new head coach, and that's the way it's going to be. So congrats to Frank Reich. Time will tell. Offensively, which seems to be the trend in the league, he is a good offensive coach, former quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. Teams score a lot of points, and points mean ratings. So maybe if Carolina can outscore teams, I'll take their chances. Every time you can outscore the opponent, I bet you're going to win. And Frank Reich may make Carolina an exciting team, a high-scoring team. So we'll have to see. Time will tell. ADSN will have you covered for all your Carolina Panther news and notes and other sports throughout the region. Log on to ADSN1, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll keep you updated throughout the NFL offseason. For ADSN1, I'm Kevin Casey. So long for now.